Okay, it's go live now.
Alright. Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Stephanie. I'm the recruitment manager of RMIT University based in Kuala Lumpur. So the regions that I cover is Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, as well as Brunei. I'm here today to actually tell you a little bit about RMIT University. So before I start off with my presentation, I'll show you a short video about RMIT University.
Best bit about studying at RMIT is all the help they give you. They're really in tune with that everyone's different and everyone needs different things.
The best thing about studying at RMIT is the people. So I have made so many wonderful friends and met such kind strangers here.
It's really hands-on. You're not spending your time buried in books, but you're actually making things, getting your hands dirty, and it's just a really practical way to learn.
Best bit about studying at RMIT is definitely the teachers.
The connection you have with the teachers and I guess their wealth of knowledge that they pass on to you.
They're quite passionate about their topics and they really motivate you and interest you in their very specific niches.
They're incredible and they really want you to do well and they really want you to experiment and get everything out of it that you want to get out of it.
The best bit about studying at RMIT are the facilities.
The facilities, like all the time it's brand new facilities, but building IT and the new academic street.
Study spaces, student support, the academic support.
There's just so much support, like from your course coordinator to your subject coordinator.
RMIT's got a lot of stuff going on outside of the classes and I find that really helps balance out the study load.
They've got lots of student activities and I'm just like, yeah man, I'm just gonna get involved in all of it.
Probably the best thing for me is the opportunity to go overseas. The exchange program at RMIT is fantastic.
I love the atmosphere of here because RMIT there's a lot of international students like me and as well as the local students. So everyone have different cultural background.
One of my favorite reasons for being at RMIT is because of its city campus. It's in close proximity to all the things you need while you're at uni.
Definitely the location. I love that I can go for shopping sprees between classes.
I know where all the best coffee spots are. I know where all the laneways are. I know where the best spot to go and get lunch is.
It's in the heart of the city, so it always feels like there's something happening.
Welcome to RMIT.
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 Okay, so that's all about the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. So let me tell you a little bit about RMIT. What is the RMIT story? So RMIT University, we actually have more than 100 years of history. We actually started off as a workman college. So workman college is something like, after work when you want to enhance your technical skills or your personal skills, soft skills, after work they will actually study in an institution. And then you will actually get like certificates, short-term programs, etc. So it was only back in 1992 we actually turned into a university. So in 1992 to now we are about less than 30 years old. And currently at present we have 83,000 students from 170 different countries. And out of these 83,000 students, about 30% are international students. So RMIT, instead of research, we actually focus a lot more on hands-on practice to ensure that you actually get a job after you graduate from the university rather than putting you into like the research focus and other things. So we are actually a very hands-on and practical university. All right. So I'll tell you a little bit about the ranking of the university. So the next slide is about the ranking. So RMIT is currently ranked top 1% university worldwide. And we are actually number 5 in terms of the graduate employability ranking in Australia. And we have surpassed some of the GO8 universities. So RMIT, unfortunately, we are not the top 8 universities in Australia, but our graduate employability ranking is actually number 5. Hence, we are actually very well prepared for our graduates to actually be able to find a job after they finish university at RMIT University. 91% of our students do recommend RMIT University to their friends. And if let's say you are not happy with the university, I believe you wouldn't really recommend it to your friends and your family members. Okay, the next slide, please. In terms of the subject ranking, RMIT is actually very strong in our arts, design, and architecture. We have 4 different types of programs that's actually top 50 in the world. So number 1 would be the arts and design, which is number 1 in Australia and number 11th in the world. followed by our School of Architecture is number 3 in Australia and number 25 in the world, as well as our Communications and Media Studies, which is actually number 4 in Australia and number 44 in the world. The other one is actually the Library and Information Management, but Library and Information Management is not really a popular course among our Asian community, hence I wouldn't really cover much about that particular program that's also top 50 in the world. Okay. The other programs such as like Business and Management, Engineering, Development Studies, or Information Technology, IT, they are mostly ranked top 100 in the world as well. Okay. So a little bit about the university in Melbourne. We have 3 campuses in Melbourne. The next slide, please. So we have 3 campuses in Melbourne: Melbourne CBD campus, Brunswick campus, and the Bundoora campus. So the Melbourne CBD campus actually covers most of the study area, and it's a home to more than 50,000 students. Whereas the Brunswick campus is a much smaller campus. It's approximately about 5 kilometers away from the city center. That is a very small campus that's only at the home to approximately about 2,500 students. And the only thing that they cover there is actually fashion related. So the fashion design, textile design, sustainable textile, they are all conducted in our Brunswick campus, which is about 5 kilometers away from the city center. So if you're studying fashion, you might think that, oh, I'm very far away from the city. Actually, no. You are also part of the city, but a wider city. You can consider staying in the city center and commute to the Brunswick campus on a daily basis. That's what a lot of our students do. And the final campus is actually our Bundoora campus. The Bundoora campus is approximately about 18 kilometers away from city. It's approximately, if you take a tram or a bus, it will be approximately about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on the traffic. So don't worry, 18 kilometers is not too far. So students will sometimes choose to stay in Bundoora campus, near Bundoora campus, or they can choose the city and they commute between the 2 campuses. It's really up to them. So Bundoora campus covers all of our health-related programs, including like chiropractor, nursing, Chinese medicine, etc. Our engineering and our science lab are also in this particular campus. It's a home to about 10,000 students. And engineering and science students, they usually need to commute between the city campus and the Bundoora campus. So the Melbourne CBD campus is actually located in the heart of the city center. So it's like in the heart of like, in Thailand, maybe Siam Square near, where there's a lot of like shopping centers, eateries. So there's no need to worry too much about what you can eat on campus and things like that. And student life is actually very lively because most of the time students don't only spend time inside the campus. They can just be walking around doing their shopping in between classes, or maybe just spend some time window shopping with their friends when they have like a long break or anything like that. Okay. And we also have 2 campuses in Vietnam. One is actually in Ho Chi Minh and one is actually in Hanoi, where majority of the courses are actually conducted, we have courses conducting in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh. So all the courses conducted there are similar with the ones in Melbourne. Students can actually have the option to actually start off in the Vietnam campus first, do a year or so before they actually go over to Melbourne to finish off their entire studies. Or some students, they start off in Melbourne, they want to do like a short summer program or a study tour to Vietnam. It is possible as well. Next. So basically the study areas that we cover in RMIT University is a very, very wide range. I would say technically we cover a lot of things, mainly ranging from like art and design, business, engineering, fashion, fine arts, justice, legal studies, psychology, anything that it's you can think of, RMIT do offer. The only thing that we don't offer is actually our medicine, dental, vet science, as well as the LLB. So we don't do law, we don't do medicine, we don't do dental, and we don't do vet science. Okay. And the other things that you can think of, we can actually do it for you. So next, please. So as I've mentioned earlier, RMIT focus a lot on hands-on and ensure that you are actually work ready after you graduate from the university. How do we actually do that? Our syllabus is actually designed in after consultation with the industry people, where we actually sit together with the industry to ask them, hey, what do you think that our students need now? Or what do you think that the industry needs in the future, 5 to 10 years? Then we will actually build our syllabus. So rather than teaching you first from the book to say that, hey, this is the theory, and then you need to apply the theory into the work environment, we actually do the other way around. So what we do is we actually consult the industry people. This is what they need. And then we match it back against the theory to actually teach it to the students. So when the students graduate from the university, they will feel a little bit more confident because they know how to apply the theory or the concept of the what they have learned at university into the work-life environment. Rather than, sometimes even maybe you yourself in high school, you can ask yourself, or in university, sometimes you learn about the theory, but you don't know how to apply the theory into the real-life environment. Hence, you might be a little bit stuck, and then you might lose your confidence in that way because you might think that how come whatever I learn, I do not know how to use it or do not know how to apply it into the industry when I work. It's very, very different. So we want to ensure that our students do not have this type of feeling of fear. We actually do it the other way around. We ensure that we teach the student what the industry actually needs and what do they actually foresee that they need in the future. Okay. And after that, in terms of our assignments and projects, it's also after consultation with the industry. We actually come up with our assignment, we design our assignment or our case study and pass it to the students to actually do as an assignment or a project or a discussion during class. So why do we actually do that? This is again to ensure that the student is doing something that's relevant. Of course, we cannot be changing the projects and assignments on a yearly basis or a semester basis. They need to, of course, tie back in line with the syllabus that we are teaching. However, if the industry actually needs this particular area, we will actually embed it into our initial assignment and actually pass it back to the students to actually ask them to do it as an assignment. So after the students submit their assignment, we will then go back to the industry and tell them that, hey, look, this is what our students have done. Do you think it's actually workable? Do you think this is something that is relevant to the industry? Or do you think that this answer is something that you would want the students to actually answer? So there will be a lot of discussion, and sometimes the industry people might be kind enough to even give feedback to our students. So RMIT, we focus a lot on industry connections to ensure that the students do benefit from our industry partners and ensure that whatever that we are teaching them is relevant to the industry. The next one is actually our work integrated learning. Work integrated learning, some of our programs is actually with 1 year of working experience. So in the US, we call it the sandwich year, where you will study 2 years at the university, you go out to work 1 year, and you come back for your final year. So it's rather than a 3 years program, we are running it across 4 years, mainly because of the work integrated learning. So the work integrated learning is slightly different from what we call the internship. So the work integrated learning is you have to work with one of our partner industry partners, and the industry partners need to ensure that the 1 year that they're taking you on board, that is when you're working in their company, they need to make sure that they actually cover the areas that the university require them to cover. So rather than just doing photocopying or just tagging around the office and doing nothing or just like listening to what other people are doing, you will actually need to, they would need to ensure that you are actually covered in those areas, and they actually will decide whether you actually pass or fail the module together with the university. So your academic will meet you on like a frequent basis, either via Skype or face-to-face, and you need to come back to the university to actually submit your logbook to say that you have done this, and this in the company to ensure that you pass the module. So it's a graded module. It's not just like you do your internship, you pass or you fail, it doesn't matter. But it does matter for the work integrated learning because it's credit bearing. And finally, of course, we have all those like internships, study tours, practical placement. It depends on the course. Some courses require you to go for the practical placement. It's compulsory. For example, like nursing, you always definitely need to go for your practical placement. And for engineering, you are always encouraged to actually do an internship, but those are not like 1 year long internship or 1 year long practical placement. It depends on your particular course itself to see how long you need to go for your internship. And internship usually, if let's say it's an engineering internship, it usually happens during summer for that 3 months that you are taking a summer break. You will normally work in a company, and it's really up to you where you want to go to. But the work integrated learning, you can't randomly choose any company. You will need to go to one of our partner companies. So the sites that you are looking at right now is some of the brands that RMIT work very closely with. Of course, this is not only limited to this type of companies, but there will be more companies on that list. However, if let's say you are talking about accountancy, KPMG, Deloitte, Pricewaterhouse, and Ernst & Young, they are on that list. And if you're talking about the creative side, Unilever, Destiny, Uniqlo, they are on that list as well. So any big brands that you can think of, we work very closely with. Of course, you might have your preferred company, but doesn't mean that when you go for the interview, that preferred company might take you in. They might prefer another candidate over you. So we will actually train you in terms of your resume writing skills, your interview skills, to ensure that you actually get the opportunity to be interviewed. And that if the company likes you and they think that you suit the company's environment or team spirits and things like that, they might even hire you. And sometimes during the work integrated learning, because you are doing so well, the company might even consider hiring you after you graduate from the university. Okay, next. So the final slide that I'm going to talk about is actually the scholarship that's being offered to RMIT, offered by RMIT to our Thai students. It's the STEM Merit Scholarship for Thai students. So this particular scholarship is specifically for Thai students applying from Thailand. So what the STEM stands for is actually the science, engineering, and technology related courses, where if let's say you are starting a program, a bachelor's or master's program at RMIT University, under the College of Science, Engineering, and Health. So anything related to sciences, engineering, and health. Computer science is part of the sciences as well. IT, they're all considered as well. You might be eligible to apply for a scholarship up to 15,000 Australian dollar. It's a once-off scholarship. So how do we actually select this scholarship? It's a merit-based scholarship because it's a merit scholarship. It's a merit-based scholarship, but if let's say you think that you can get 3 A's for your A-levels, another student might get 3A as well. So how do we actually differentiate you are better than the other applicant? It's based on the personal statement that you will be submitting to the university to be assessed for the scholarship application. Okay, you need to be an offer holder first before you can actually apply for this scholarship. Hence, I would suggest you, if let's say you are really considering about RMIT University, you should submit an application as soon as possible, get an offer letter, submit the scholarship application. If let's say you are holding a conditional offer, the scholarship will only be awarded to you after you have actually met the condition. So act quick, make sure you are an unconditional offer holder to ensure that you stand a high chance for this particular scholarship. All right. The final one, I'm going to show you a video about Melbourne as well as RMIT University. So if you would like to find out more, you can actually get in touch with Asiana, or after the video, if there's any questions, I'm happy to take the questions then.
Hi, I'm Martin Bean, Vice Chancellor and President of RMIT. Welcome to Melbourne, one of the world's most livable cities. It's a cultural melting pot and an exciting and vibrant urban hub, only a few hours from many natural wonders. I know you're going to love it here. At RMIT, you'll learn from some of the best minds in the world. You'll make new friends, have new experiences, and learn new skills. Join a club, become a volunteer, join a sports team, explore Victoria and Australia. RMIT is now your university, and even more than a university, RMIT is your community. We're here to help you get ready for life and work, and we share your goals and will be with you every step of the way. So welcome and enjoy what I know will be a life-changing experience.
I chose RMIT University because, well, first of all, it is in Melbourne, and it's not only in Melbourne, it's in the CBD of Melbourne, and doing urban planning in that city in a great location is the reason why I chose RMIT University.
When I first started the university, I felt like very anxious because it's a totally new environment. I heard from other people that university is really hard. But I think after only about 2 or 3 weeks, I got very used to it. And because teachers and classmates are so friendly over here, and they help me a lot.
When I came from home, I had been exposed to like a few cultures. Ethnically, there was not a lot of people coming from different backgrounds, but I did notice that my perspective changed when I started doing the course that I was doing. How I viewed people was different, because I was getting exposed to different ways of how they think, of how they do their things, so I learned how to respect them.
I think because Australia is like an immigration country, so people are quite openly to other countries' people. In terms of the foods, it's very different, and coffees. Coffees here is much better.
It's a little bit different because in my home country it's like from Muslim countries. But in here, it's like all the cultures are here. In my country, there's like you can't go, like there's no bar and the other stuff. But it's like, in here, it's like open-minded.
Back home, we don't call our professors by name. It's very like, even if the professor is going to be younger than my age, I'm going to address them by like sir or ma'am or something like that. And here, the first few months, I've been like the professors will come and tell us that you don't have to call us sir and ma'am, like call us by name.
And there's a lot of barbecues here too.
RMIT, I think it's pretty good. We got different like workshops. I've attended a lot, like how to do public speaking, how to improve your English skills. And I mean, I'm an introvert, and I go to attend some workshop to help introvert to kind of go out.
I met lots of friends and also boyfriends at RMIT, and they are really friendly.
I definitely have changed. Every time I go home, my parents, they're a bit ish about who have you become. But I think it's because our culture back home is very conservative, and when you come here, you get exposed to different people and you get to express yourself without people judging you or people telling you what not to do. So you become a person in yourself.
Because I'm away from my family and I'm taking decisions by myself here, I've become more sure of myself that like what I'm doing is right. Like I don't second guess myself.
I'm just loving it to living in Melbourne and other this is the most livable city in the world. That's why I just love it. I'm happy to be here.
My advice is if you come here to study hard.
Be prepared for the weather. The typical 4 seasons in one day that you hear about, it is definitely true. So definitely be prepared, but it's just fine. It's still beautiful as it is, yeah.
If you're looking for a university that is continuous and is growing, this is the university to be in because it's constantly changing its perspective and how it's just embraces everybody. Even though you feel like you're different, I think this is the place that you'll find a home.
So that's all about the video and the presentation today. Is there any questions? Okay, if there's no questions and if you have any questions in the future, you can get in touch with Asiana and they will be more than happy to actually assist you and answer the questions accordingly. Thank you.